Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 6, Episodes 6 and 7.
I need you to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. We're going to do a summary of last week's episode, and then we're going to give you a full deep dive into this episode. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
So Bronwyn, she goes out on her date with Todd. She's explaining to him that she doesn't like when he takes the cherry off of her sundae. He ends up taking the cherry off of her sundae, and he's also not that interested in this psychic reading that she's talking about. Okay. He doesn't even understand why she wants to continue trying to be friends with Lisa and hanging out with these girls. And she gets frustrated because she always feels like she's not understood, and she doesn't want to feel misunderstood by her husband. And he does apologize. Any thoughts about that scene?
Why did he take a cherry?
I think he thought it was funny by like messing with her. And she said she didn't like it, so just stop.
But she's already getting it from her mother, who's living in the house with him. Like, I think, what do you do as a spouse when really in your heart of hearts, you feel like you don't agree with anything that your spouse is doing? I feel like with Todd, he don't agree with anything that Bronwyn's doing. He don't agree with her being on the show. He don't agree with the relationship that he has, that like she has with her mom. He don't agree with how she has trying to have a relationship with Lisa. It's like, it's almost as if it's like by association, it's like it's coming out of him that he kind of don't like her right now. It's like, because I'm not liking the things you do. I'm not liking the person you are becoming. I'm not liking the things you are a part of. I'm gonna take your cherry. It just comes off as if like he don't like her. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just thought it was rude. I feel like he's already kind of seemed cold to her, especially in previous seasons of us getting to know Bronwyn and Todd. So this didn't really help his case, but ultimately I don't think he cares, and I don't think he cares about anything that Bronwyn is going through, unfortunately, other than like her family stuff, the stuff that actually matters. So next we get into Lisa talking to John about the psychic and how they are not seeing each other, not connecting right now. And John feels like Lisa doesn't want to hear where he comes from, and she feels like it's a two-way street. They could do better at hearing each other. Mind you, during this conversation, Lisa is talking over John.
What is your thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like Lisa cannot help herself. She just has a habit of overpowering, over-talking people, and not listening. Like, I don't think she listens to anybody, and she thinks that she's in control of everything. So I think that John has just assumed his role in the relationship, and until he gets sick of it, he's just buying his time, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I look at how Lisa acts with her friends, and I'm be like, I don't see you acting one way with your friends and being completely different at home. Like, I think she's brash. I think she's rude. As you said during the conversation, she's over talking him. You can't put the accountability on somebody else to treat you some type of way, to handle you with care, while you can just be brash and just act any type of way either. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be handled with care, you got to handle other people with care. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
Mary ends up going to Angie's house. They start talking about this sisterhood that they have, and that Mary feels like if we have a sisterhood, then I should be able to calm you down. And she doesn't like the person Angie's becoming. And also Angie talking about her farts.
Okay.
So, Angie does tell her, look, you do got to give me room to be myself. Mary isn't very open, so when she opens up to people, it's very real to her. So Angie says that she will work on herself, and they do end up coming back together.
Yeah, I thought this thing was weird. Like, I was like, I figured Mary made something out of nothing, in my opinion. What was your thoughts in this scene?
Yeah, I thought that, this is just their dynamic. I feel like with Angie and Mary, they do really love and care for each other. And because Mary isn't very close to people, I think that sometimes she has like an unrealistic expectation of like relationships. Because even though, yes, you're friends with Angie, you don't control her. So if Angie wants to get into it with somebody, then you might have to step aside while she gets into it. So I think that's kind of like where my head is at with it. But I think Mary always wants the best for Angie, and that means listening to me.
which is a weird dynamic to have in a friendship. But okay. But I will say, like, Angie getting into it with Lisa and things like that, it gets old very fast.
Yeah.
But I will say, Mary, to take it personally as some type of slight to your friendship is even more weirder. You get what I'm saying? It's like, nah, your friendship don't have to be affected by that at all.
Yeah. Lisa and Heather end up going to the shop to do some shopping with each other. And Heather brings up the soup man, the whole situation with Angie, and we learn it was suit man, not soup man.
Oh.
And Lisa's just throwing stuff at the wall. Heather tells her that, we don't ride for you because you've burned so many people, and you have to acknowledge, like, we're in a good place right now, but we do have a dark history. Lisa starts crying, saying maybe she shouldn't go on the trip. Stop talking about me. Don't count my money. And I can talk about her money, Angie's money, and it would be easy. So Heather is explaining how that comment wasn't nice or cool, and it's never going to stop unless you acknowledge this. Like, you're a risky friend. And until Lisa can clear things up or change, it won't go away. Lisa is crying. She's got cash dollars out while she's out at the store. Just being Lisa.
Pretty much. I have none of that.
Yeah. I think that I'm starting to feel good about Heather bringing things to Lisa's face and not just trying to, give Lisa grace for how she is and just being on the wrong side of history. So I'm liking seeing Heather kind of step to the plate more and more when it comes to Lisa.
And that's why I have none of that, because I'm still new to this, not true to this. This is my first season watching the show, and I'm still pro Heather.
Yeah.
So I didn't see the whole, I like Heather and now I don't like Heather because she's kissing up to Lisa. I'm like, I like this Heather.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm very much still pro Heather.
Now, Britani goes to meet up with her daughter. Apparently, we learned the last time they tried to have this conversation, it was a time where the daughter got off of work. Britani was making out with Jared in front of her. And now it's just interesting this time that she's ready and focused on having the conversation and there are cameras around. That's one thing I noticed.
It's very performative.
Yeah. So the daughter just wants her mom to take accountability and to actually prove that she can choose her family over a man. And Britani is talking about how she can't change the past, but she is going to try to improve. And I don't think Britani will. I think this is just literally just who Britani is. And unfortunately, you're not her priority. And that hurts and that sucks. And I think that her daughter should seek therapy and maybe go no contact, if I'm being honest.
No contact with mom?
If this is what it's like dealing with your mother, I don't know.
Here's the thing. There's a lot of accusations when it comes down to these women on the cast, as we gonna get into the next episode. And as we talking about based off of, even with Lisa whole thing with the dismiss and things like that. But one thing that haven't been an accusation for anybody except for Britani is basically their motherhood. How they are as mothers and things like that. Britani, you can't be the bad mother in the group.
Yeah.
Dude, you get what I'm saying? Like, listen here, there is frauds. There are little criminals that went to jail that was part of this cast and things of that nature. But you will be viewed as the devil herself or himself if you are a bad mother and things like that. And it just seems like you are intentionally not making an effort to meet your daughter anywhere. And that's going to give you a bad edit every time. It's not even a bad edit. It's just like, people just don't want to connect with you and will always view you as less than everybody else because you are intentionally not being a good mother.
Yeah. Now, when Heather and Meredith talk, it's pretty much Heather trying to get Meredith to see that Lisa can be problematic. Lisa is the type of person to dig dirt up on people. So why did you leave her off the hook when we were having our brunch or the wine tasting?
Yeah.
Meredith feels like Lisa genuinely apologized and she is just going to let bygones be bygones. But Heather doesn't want a friendship with somebody who's going to dig up dirt on her when they're mad. It has to be acknowledged, and she would like to hear Lisa apologize for a few things.
Ooh, well, here's the thing about Lisa. She's going to apologize, and she's going to make sure that it's private. Y'all going to be in a secret dungeon. Nobody can hear her. It's not going to be in front of the group, and guess what? It may not be in front of the cameras.
Yeah.
She already did that little apology, fake apology, in my opinion, to Bronwyn and things like that, and she probably got one apology per season in her.
I believe
I don't think she's going to apologize for any wrongdoing that we believe she did and any wrongdoing that Lisa know that she did. I don't see it happening.
So we're going to jump to episode 7.
Let's go.
The ladies are getting on the yacht to go to Canawan. Angie is hugging the whole crew. She is very excited. This is her first time on a yacht.
Here's the thing about it.
Yes.
As we about to get into this episode, if you never been on a boat before or a yacht before, I don't know if she been on a boat, but she haven't been on a yacht. You get what I'm saying? Pack some medication because you don't know if you're going to be seasick or not.
Yeah, you don't know how you'll react.
So if it's your first time, I would tell anybody watching this, just pack some medication just in case you ain't got your sea legs. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Britani is loving all the hot men, including Captain Jason. They take a tour of the yacht, and Britani and Bronwyn will be sharing a room. Britani isn't too excited about this. And by the way, Bronwyn is coming later.
Yeah.
Now, I thought this episode was kind of fun because we're getting kind of like a below deck Salt Lake City mashup, and the crew is annoyed with all this luggage.
Of course.
The chef makes a joke that they better tip good if they're going to be saying that they're going to be, you know, our most difficult people. And if not, I'm going to take their jewelry.
Okay. I'm going to rob y'all. Okay.
So Britani has decided to take a 30-day break from Jared, but he did show up to help her pack for this yacht trip.
What do that even mean, Britani, that you taking a 30-day break from Jared?
It means nothing.
Like,
actually, it means nothing.
I don't even know what I don't even understand what's going on in Britani's life. It seems like you taking a lifelong break from being close to your kids, and then on top of that, you want to take a 30-day break from Jared. It just seems like you just, whatever you feel when you wake up, that's what you're going to do. It really have no purpose. It have no goal. It has no aim. It's just Britani being Britani.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
So she is telling the ladies that she kind of wants to go for Captain Jason, and Whitney lets her know if Jared's name comes up on this trip, you are getting splashed with water. Britani thought she was being cute by saying his name 3 times, and she got drenched.
Yeah, yeah.
And I wasn't mad at it.
No, I'm not either.
Now, Bronwyn is taking a boat to the yacht. Her husband's comments are still on her mind about how he didn't really support her going on this trip. And also the fact that the news broke about her past, things about alleged fraud, grand theft, evictions, all that stuff that came out in the press.
Came out of nowhere. I wonder where it came from.
And since, you know, we're here and Bronwyn's kind of thinking about all this stuff, do you think that Bronwyn shouldn't have come to the trip if her husband didn't support it? Do you feel like that should have been something that she took into account heavily?
She's at work.
Yeah. So
it's tricky. This is not a regular trip that's not filmed where she don't get paid. Todd's reason of why he treats Bronwyn the way he does is layered, right? So let's start with the first layer, control. If you don't go to work, you don't get paid. If you don't get paid, you don't establish independence for yourself.
Facts.
So it's not just as simple as listen to what I'm saying because I want the best for you. There's so many motives in this decision that Todd is saying is compounded with a lot of things. On top of that, number 2, I do believe there is some type of care there when it comes to, hey, you don't really find yourself enjoying being around these group of women, especially Lisa.
Yeah.
Especially during this time in your life to where all this stuff is coming out. You don't know where it's coming from. It seems like when you wasn't doing the show or when you was laying low, this stuff wasn't happening to you. So I can see it from that perspective. But because she's a castmate on the show, he can't just tell her don't go to work. Like that's strange. You get what I'm saying? But even interacting with Lisa, he can't tell her not to interact with Lisa. He could tell her don't be friends with her and don't try to build no relationship with her. I get that. But to say like, yeah, don't go on this trip, I think it's complicated, you know?
What about him saying, if you do go, I don't want to hear nothing about you and Lisa getting into it. Is that
facts.
Fair?
Yes.
Okay.
That's 100% facts.
Yeah.
Because I told you how and gave you advice on how to handle Lisa. And you handle Lisa by not handling Lisa, by not talking to Lisa. So don't come over here when you all lumped up again, right, with the same jab that Lisa's going to give you about trying to basically get this girl's acceptance and things like that. Todd don't like Lisa.
Yeah. So
basically, he don't want to hear you talk about Lisa. Listen, you can go to work and do whatever you want to do, but don't bring up Lisa to me because Todd said basically, if I think he said something across the lines on if she was on fire or something like that, he wouldn't put her out.
Oh, yeah.
So like he don't want to hear Lisa in his house.
Yeah.
And I'm saying she can at least respect that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think that Todd, he does not respect housewives.
Oh, like as in period.
And I think that that's something that there are, a handful of husbands who have wives on Housewives who don't show up to reunions, don't want to pick up the phone when the wife is calling and they on their vacations and stuff like that, who don't want to be on camera. So I think that there is just a level of, this is like fluff. Like this is unnecessary. The drama is unnecessary and they don't quite get it. And I think Todd is in that boat. And because he doesn't respect or get what Bronwyn is doing, he just can't bring himself, let alone to care or even support for real. I think the most support he's going to say is, we got to, shoot at one, I'll be there, but I'm going to take your cherry.
Yeah, pretty much.
And honestly, I'd rather you just not come around if you're going to act like that.
I mean, yeah. And I think you do have a point there, because I do think age plays a good part in this too. The fact that he's a lot older, and he probably just view Bronwyn as another person he got to take care of. Like he don't view her as an equal, in my opinion. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
So Meredith and Lisa are talking, and Meredith is wondering if Bronwyn is going to bring up the news that broke about her. So Brittany is asking Bronwyn why she didn't come with them. Bronwyn talks about how these stories were planted. The grand theft thing wasn't true. She made mistakes in her past, but she's not embarrassed by any of it.
Yeah.
No one even called to ask her if she was okay other than Mary. So there was a past eviction that she explains a little bit later, how she was pregnant at the time. She was at BYU. She couldn't afford to pay the last couple months of the rent, and that's what the eviction was for. But this other case, it was just, the only way that you could find it is by seeing a penal code, which under that code is a few different kind of circumstances, identity theft, fraud, so to speak. So this person looked up a penal code on a sealed case and alleged all of the things underneath the penal code against her. And Bronwyn talks about how Todd is a serious person, so she needed some time to figure things out with her family before coming on this trip.
Yeah.
And I will say, if you're going to go through the trouble of looking up, look, I understand people look up stuff on the Housewives just to kind of put stuff out there and to get drama going, but I think that's a very specific, intentional find.
Yeah.
That's not a thing of just like, oh, I was just, Googling and I found this article from 10 years ago. No, you search court records.
Yeah.
Like, this is very specific.
And to say, not to be disrespectful, but all disrespect if you take it that way, Bronwyn is not one of the most interesting people on the cast. So I wouldn't find myself looking up information on Bronwyn if I was just a random person looking up things on the Housewives.
Right.
Like you get what I'm saying? So even though, like, I understand that everybody played a part, Bronwyn is not someone in which I would, if I don't see nothing behind this wall, I'm going to keep digging with a code. Right. It just seems like it did come from inside. It did seem that way.
So Angie is having terrible seasickness.
You see what I mean? I
hate this for her.
I said, bring that medication.
Yeah. The ladies are having lunch, and Whitney is asking Bronwyn if everything is okay with her. So this is where she brings up how people dig into her past, and Todd felt like she probably would do better with being at home instead of being with the ladies.
Yeah.
So the ladies bring up what they saw. Bronwyn, answers it by the explanation I just gave you. And Mary asked, how would that even come up? So Bronwyn said that she does believe that someone is digging stuff up on her within the group, but Lisa doesn't think anyone here would do that.
Of course not, Lisa. And my whole thing is, Lisa, why you gotta be the one talking for at least for everybody? Nobody else saying anything, but you're the one that's speaking for everybody, mainly yourself. Oh, nobody here would do that. Keep going.
Lisa even says, I don't even think it's weird that Bronwyn dug up stuff on me about the cases because, I upset her and she was retaliating against me. So just because of the situation, just don't spin it on me like it was me.
Nobody did that. At least not yet.
And so Bronwyn kind of, like insinuates a little bit that it could be Lisa, but she really didn't even put it out on the table in that type of way.
No.
And Lisa's talking about she's hot, let's get in the water, all this type of stuff. And Whitney and Heather in their confessionals are both saying how Lisa gives herself away. No one even accused her of anything, and she's freaking out.
And that's the thing I don't understand. And now this is what I don't understand about Lisa, right? Okay, you are bringing up the fact that Bronwyn brought up your court cases and things of that nature. But you and her had a sit down privately and y'all apologize to each other and clean the slate.
You would have thought it was squashed.
What do that mean? What do clean slate mean to you, Lisa? Because I don't necessarily know if she knows what that mean. Because even in her trying to basically recuse herself or trying to take herself away from whatever she thought was happening, she's still bringing up the fact that, Bronwyn brought these things up against me, guys. Huh? Because she's doing that because privately there was an apology. But publicly, nobody knows. So I can still paint Bronwyn as someone who would do something like this. Look, she did it to me, but privately, you want to be all buddy-buddy. I wouldn't trust Lisa at any point. I don't know if I'd be on the level of Todd. I feel like, listen here, if my enemy's on fire, I'm going to help. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? but I wouldn't trust Lisa at any point of any friendship with her.
And I'm with Whitney and Heather. Like, you give yourself away by the fact that you're the only one talking. You're bringing up your situation with Bronwyn, saying that, well, because, I felt like she retaliated against me, and I don't think anything's wrong with retaliation.
What?
So what does that mean?
I don't know what it means at all.
It means that you're guilty.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So the ladies enjoy some time in the water. Heather is having fun with Jason, but is rubbing Brittany the wrong way because she already staked her claim on Jason. And Heather tells her, girl, we effed around. Ain't nothing there.
What? Okay? What do you mean we effed around? They ain't nothing there.
Heather forgot she said that.
No, we're not going to scratch that from the record either, okay? We're going to keep it in the filming.
Look, they both single and they grown. Now.
And listen here, Brittany. One of y'all are good mothers, allegedly. Brittany, you just look crazy as someone who you just seem like a person that only cares about themselves.
Yeah.
Like, as a wife, girl, mother, all the above. At least with Heather, her kid's about to go off to college or things of that nature. You just got that smut on you, that smut of like not being a good mother, and that's just hard for me to look at you while you on the screen and being like, you shouldn't be on no boat right now. like.
But I think that's it with the ladies too. Like, there's a lack of respect because you're not a good mom.
Yeah, it just
and they don't respect you as a person.
It's like you have Angie over here who's over here checking up on her father and things like that, trying to connect with her kid and things like that, and her kid is actually being the resistant in the relationship,
telling her she's weird for how much she loves being Greek.
You know what I mean? and whole time she's over here, Angie's the one that's sick to where the captain got to go out and get her out in the sea, and yet you over here trying to put claim on men, and I'm just like, you should have been the one that should have been seasick. like because
you just need to be in the room somewhere.
Exactly. You shouldn't be on the boat. You need to be talking to your daughter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Keep going.
Yeah. And Whitney and Bronwyn talk. Bronwyn shows Whitney the unicorn with Jared's voice in it telling her goodnight.
Yeah, that's not cute as a grown adult. Maybe when you're like a teenager, maybe, but yeah, it's just weird.
You look crazy.
Yeah.
And Brittany is at the bar talking to another crew member.
Oh, well,
because she needs attention.
And it was funny because truth be told, I'm always under the belief that women don't have game because they don't need game because game is a muscle that you must exercise.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to a guy liking a girl, if he don't like you, he don't like you.
Yeah.
And none of these guys so far likes Brittany. Brittany can't really hold a conversation or start a conversation with these guys. It was just awkward to watch, but yet funny.
Yeah. And that's one thing. Even though I do find Brittany irritating, I think she's a great addition to the show.
Oh, yeah.
Because she is chaotic.
Oh, no. Listen here.
and very entertaining.
We can't have everybody being a good mother. We need at least one bad mother on the cast.
Because then who will we talk about?
Exactly.
So Bronwyn doesn't get why Lisa got so defensive. At Lisa's party, she called her conwin, fraudwin, along those lines. And that was the language that was used in this blog post. And it's very clear to Whitney as well as Bronwyn that it was Lisa. And Whitney says Lisa's done this to everyone. And Bronwyn says if Lisa did this, she's done.
Did you needed this proof to think that it was Lisa Blair?
No, I feel like Lisa's character is just shot to hell, if I can be honest. I mean, she does not seem like somebody that you can rely on, depend on, confide in. She don't listen to you. She thinks she's better than you. She'll tell you. So I'm just like, I do believe Lisa did it, but let's say, for example, Lisa didn't do it. It's a shame that your reputation speaks for yourself in this type of way.
We know you for your words.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. Bronwyn, you should be done with Lisa even if she didn't do it.
Exactly. She's done enough.
And that's what I'm not understanding with these 9 lives that these women be giving Lisa. You get what I'm saying? Okay, let's say Lisa didn't do it. So what did that mean? You gonna try to have a relationship with her in some way? What does done mean to Bronwyn? Do that mean you're not gonna talk to her? You shouldn't be talking to her anyway, because she's not to be trusted. So I find it very interesting that this thing in which she can't really prove is basically like if I find out that it's you, we're done. You're not gonna find out that it's her. You get what I'm saying? That's the whole point of it being a leak. You ain't gonna find out where the leak come from. But I think you have more than enough evidence to be done with Lisa nevertheless.
Facts.
You know?
Now, Whitney goes to Heather to talk to her, and they're both in agreement that Lisa did this. Heather brings up all the different facts that we've known about Lisa digging things up when we were at the reunion. She talked to the jeweler about what Bronwyn purchased and what she didn't purchase when it came to the necklace.
Yeah, that's why I ain't gonna hold you.
Lisa was talking to a lady at a party asking about what she knows about Bronwyn. And Lisa also brought up things to Angie to look into about Meredith. Hello. So Heather thinks, all the leaks came from Lisa. They end up pulling Meredith into the conversation. And Meredith says if it's true, it's a problem. She may not have done anything. And she wants to hear what Lisa has to say. And I will say Meredith is out to lunch. Meredith is not with us. She has not clocked into work. Yeah. She is on vacation. And I don't know when she's going to show up. I think she showed up a little bit, but for a stupid reason. Yeah. During this episode. I'm unimpressed with Meredith this season.
I'm looking at Meredith and I'm just like, that's why I haven't been able to really recognize you, because you ain't here with us.
She's fading into the background.
Yes. I'm like, who is Meredith? I'm like, I keep hearing the name and I think I know what she looked like. And then I'm like, no, that's Whitney. I said, I literally know everybody now except for Meredith. And then when she finally came into the cabin, she came in with shades and like some fur. Yeah. Or like whatever. I was like, yeah, Meredith's not here with us, but she will arrive near the end of this episode.
So Angie is sick and Mary decides to eat her dinner and stay in the room with Angie, which I thought was really sweet.
Yeah. Now me, I don't know. I know a little bit about being seasick, and not like me being seasick. I'm not seasick at all, but I don't know if I would have stayed in the room with you, because I'm like, is it contagious?
No, it's not.
Because I'm like, you've been throwing up. I don't want to be in the room with you throwing up. I don't want to hear you throw up. But I guess it was nice. And guess what? Maybe this is a way for them to build their friendship back or whatever, to repair. But yeah, I would have supported you by checking in on you every 10, 15, 20 minutes. I wouldn't have been laying in the bed with you. Sorry, I can't do that.
Okay. So all the ladies gather for dinner. Yeah. Heather is talking about how she's going to miss Angie and Mary's commentary. And Brittany says that she won't miss Mary's commentary.
And truth be told, I'm happy Angie's not going to be there. Because I'm like, Angie, you had your big episode when you were just yelling at Lisa, and this just would have been another moment that you would have been yelling at Lisa about something. Yeah. And I'm just like, give someone else a turn.
Yeah. You get because other people need to hold Lisa accountable.
Exactly. So Angie, I'm happy you was on the bench for this game. You get what I'm saying? Get well soon though.
Heather tells her you can really only talk about people to their face in this group. And Brittany says she's just real and honest. Well, Bronwyn calls her out. Brittany has said that she thinks Lisa is too much of a big sister. She can handle her own battles. Meredith slurs her words, tends to have seizures, and can go 0 to 100 quick. Well, Meredith is offended about the seizure comment because she has never had a seizure in her life. And it's serious because people do have seizures, one including her child. And Brittany says it's a seizure that I'm talking about.
Wow. And then Meredith took the water and put it all over her food or whatever, threw it on her or whatever.
Drops the glass. The man got to come up and vacuum the glass while they're still arguing and stuff. But I'm just like, Meredith turned up and turned out. For what reason? I don't know.
Listen here. I ain't gonna hold you. As much of a bad mother Brittany may be, that was a funny line that she said. When she said, this is one of the seizures I'm talking about. And I'm just like, I can kind of see what you're talking about,
I can kind of see it too.
I see what you're talking about.
Definitely the 0 to 100.
And the thing that made it so funny was that Brittany was in the room when they were showing the flashback. She was in the changing room in one of the stores while Bronwyn is literally just basically just setting her up.
Gathering the info.
Tell me what you think about Lisa. Oh, and Meredith? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, Brittany is so aloof that she don't even understand that, number one, your mic is still on. Bronwyn is getting... the whole point of Housewives is that you get information on someone to basically expose them, right?
Bring it up at dinner.
Right. I don't know to the level of actually bringing up court cases and leaking it to the press. That's different. No. But the whole point is that, hey, I need ammo for when we basically have the same scene in different locations. Sometimes we may be on a boat. Sometimes we may be at a winery. Sometimes we may be at somebody's house. Is that I have ammunition against the person that I want to go up against.
Correct.
So in this moment, I was like, hey, Meredith, you do kind of bringing up your kid to have seizures is kind of, you know what I mean? You're trying to get some points there.
Ain't nobody talking about your
child.
Nobody
talking about your kid. Okay, you know what I mean? Like your kid is not the billboard and not basically the spokesperson for seizures. You get what I'm saying? But I will say, you going from 0 to 1,000 and Brittany literally saying that and me watching it, cinema.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So Heather says, well, we do have things that we need to address. Mm-hmm. Whitney brings up how they had a conversation earlier, and Meredith says, y'all should talk about that. Whitney said, you was there too.
Yeah, you was there.
And Heather was hoping that Meredith could have been the bridge to have the conversation with Lisa, but Meredith left them hanging out to dry because, like we said, she's fading into the background.
But I ain't gonna hold you. I put that on Heather though. I don't know why Heather thought that Meredith would be a bridge for anything that like of this sort. Meredith has shown herself not to be that bridge in any way.
Yeah, so Heather puts it out there that she thinks Lisa is the source of all the dirt. Immediately, Lisa's defensive. It's not true. Meredith, you should have had my back. If you didn't have my back, you need to be apologizing to me.
What?
Whitney gets up to walk over to her. Lisa tells her, stop talking to me. Stop coming near me. Then she runs over to Heather and grabs her face. Heather tells her to sit down and talk to me. And Lisa says, y'all are lucky that I even talked to you. Y'all called me a cheater and Jen Shaw.
I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like the Jen Shaw thing was a little low. I feel like, whoa, calling someone Jen Shaw is kind of low.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Keep going.
So Heather is telling her she's throwing her weight around. She's telling her, F you. You know, I've been a good friend to you. And she just wants Lisa to own what she's done. But Lisa tells her, F that. She's not going to admit to something that she didn't do. And Heather says, you're the one who knows all the dirt. Like, why don't you say it to her? Talking to Bronwyn. And Lisa brings up how things are on the internet. She's not responsible for the internet. And if you think I'm the source, then I can't be your friend. And Heather tells her, then you can get off the yacht then if you can't listen to what I have to say. So the chef is trying to come out and talk to the ladies. Lisa's getting up, calling them liars. She's crying. She ends up calling John on the phone. Heather's walking behind her, trying to get her to calm down. But Heather immediately just gives up on her and says, if you want to leave and walk away from me, oh well.
What is your thoughts on this scene right here? I thought Heather did an excellent job this scene in my opinion.
Heather did so good. I'm glad that she was straightforward, to the point, didn't back down, and didn't try to cower or apologize to Lisa throughout the process. Especially like F that. No, this is what I think and this is what I believe. And if you're not the person, okay, cool, we can be at a standstill, but the way that you're reacting looks mighty guilty.
It looks very guilty. I like the fact that she called her a moron. I'm like, oh, I haven't heard that word in a while. Also, here's the thing. I think now we are how many seasons in? 6 seasons?
Yeah.
It seems like. I think it actually shows that it doesn't benefit to be friends with Lisa.
No.
So now it's time for everybody to get their punches in. I think Heather at one point thought that it would benefit her to be friends with Lisa. That's why she probably was kissing up to her. But if being friends or being enemy or being at odds with Lisa is basically stuff coming out on you or Lisa looking up things, it just doesn't benefit you, especially when you're doing it to everybody. It's one thing if you have one enemy, but it just seems like Lisa's making enemies with everybody. So I found this scene to be very good on my pro Heather thing. Like, I'm 100% behind Heather.
I mean, she pushes the story along.
Yeah,
she's got a skill with this.
Like, even like, to me, I understand that on this cast, everybody plays the role. Everybody pulled their share equally. But I think Heather showed herself to be a good leader in this episode, or at least in this scene, especially going up against Lisa. Whitney was, I like Whitney sometimes. You get what I'm saying?
She get a nice layup in there.
Yeah. Meredith, you cowered away once Lisa basically said, and
bench warmer.
You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you defended me. I'm like, what? Why do you need her to defend you? Like, it's just strange. So, no, I really enjoyed this scene.
Now, Heather goes to Mary and Angie, fills them in on everything. And Mary and Angie think it's good that she called Lisa out because they believe Lisa has been the source of all the issues as well.
Fact.
Now, Brittany is sitting down talking about, asking Jason, so you run things around here, huh? I am the captain. And she asked for him to give her a tour. Yeah. And he says, tomorrow. I've been up since 4 a.m.
Yeah. I'm not doing more than what I want to do.
So that was Brittany attempting to shoot her shot, and the shot got shut down.
And that's the crazy thing about it. Like, you are supposed to be a white, rich woman or whatever it is. And listen here, I know people with money have fun. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can fill in the blank when I mean with fun. I really want to know how off-putting Brittany is for no one to take any bait on that. Yeah. To really be like, I'll show you with the group tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? It just and then on top of that, you drenched with water. You get what I'm saying? I know it's not your fault.
The girls keep throwing water on you. Exactly. Like, you are not the alpha of the group. No. Like, I don't think so.
So that's why my man was on the thing with Heather. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And that's why Heather's like, oh man, we hopped around a couple times, but it's nothing. Sure. Okay.
So Lisa is sitting away on a dock somewhere.
On the dock of the bay, basically.
Crying to her husband, saying that she need him to come pick her up. She's going to the hotel and he got to pick her up the next day.
I'm not doing that, sorry.
Brittany goes out to check on her and Lisa is telling her, get off of me, stop touching me, leave me alone.
Don't touch me, you're a bad mother, okay? I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Like,
get them nasty bad mom hands off of me.
Exactly. Listen, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a bad mother, okay? I hear you, Lisa.
So we do see that Whitney is actually enjoying her evening. She's hanging with the crew, checking out their quarters, and that's what I'm like Whitney, if I'm being honest. Like, okay, people gonna get into it, but at the end of the night, I'm gonna make sure I have a good time.
Pretty much. Yeah. I thought it was really funny how Brittany tried to console her, and that's when Lisa like, get off of me. Bad mom vibes. Anything else you thought about this episode? I thought this episode was really good.
It was so entertaining. I really love Salt Lake City. It was so good.
I need you to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. We see you next time.
Bye.